Very good morning to all of you. Today I'll be will be discussing about something about law of demand. Myself, Divya R. Panjwani. I am assistant professor in Faculty of Education, Integral University, Lucknow. Law of demand. As we know, what does the statement of the law is? Other things remaining equal, ceteris paribus, the quantity demanded of commodity increases when its price falls and decreases when its price rises. I'll repeat. The statement of the law says that other things remaining equal, there is ceteris paribus. The quantity demanded of a commodity increases when its price falls and decreases when its price rises. Now, let's see how it works. First, we'll go through the assumptions of the law. First, there should not be any change in the income of the consumers. These things refers to the other things. There should not be any change in the income of the consumer. Secondly, there should be no change in taste and preferences of the consumers. Thirdly, prices of related commodities should remain unchanged. Then, size of the population should not change. Distribution of income should not change. And lastly, the commodity should be a normal commodity. This is a demand schedule. A demand schedule is a table which shows different quantities. We can see different quantities of commodities that would be demanded at different prices. We can see at 10 rupees per kg, there is a demand of 100 kg per week. With the help of this demand schedule, we can prepare demand curve. Demand curve is the picturization of demand schedule and is called demand curve. Let's see how the law works. We first will be having hypothetical demand schedule. We are having one side we are having price and second is the quantity demanded, which is in terms of kg per week. It's of apples. At 10 rupees, 100 kg apples are demanded per week. At rupees 15, 80 kgs. When price is increasing from 15 to 20, it is demanded 65 kg per week. And then from 20 to 25, the demand falls. When price rises from 20 to 25, the demand falls from 65 to 50. Similarly, at 30 rupees per kg, apples are demanded 30 kg per week. This way, we got to know about the from this demand schedule. Now we'll be preparing demand curve. This is x-axis, which is quantity demanded. Y-axis is the price. This is point of origin. Now we can see there is different quantities demanded: 30, 50, 65, 80, and 10. And similarly on y-axis, there is price: 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and so on and so on. When the price is 10, the quantity demanded, as we have discussed in demand schedule, it was 100. Similarly, when the price rose from 10 to 15, the quantity is 80. This way, we can see how the different points are being formed with the help of demand schedule. And then when we combine all these points, point A, B, C, D, we'll find a line. This line is demand curve, which is inversely related to this quantity demanded is inversely related to price. Something about demand curve. It is the expression of inverse relationship between price and the quantity demanded. The curve is negatively sloped. It is moving from in downward direction from left to right. Let's recapitulate what we have done. Ceteris paribus means other things remaining dash. I'm giving 5 seconds. Yes, three, four, five. Good. Second is the law of demand states functional relationship between dash and dash. 5 seconds. Yes, very good. The demand curve is dash sloping. Who would like to answer? Yes, it is downward sloping. There is a dash relationship between price and quantity demanded. What is the nature of relationship? Exactly. There is inverse relationship. The law of demand can be illustrated numerically with the help of demand schedule and which things we have used apart from demand schedule and like apart from demand schedule, which thing we have used? Exactly, we have used demand curve. Thanks class.